Hello, gorgeous people.
We are back. We took a little bit of a hiatus, which we are so sorry for. Never doing it again. Lots has been going on in the personal lives, but we're back. We're doing a very touching topic today.
Talking about breakups, heartbreak,
Heartache, all the things that we've been through. But first, we'll start with an outfit check.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay.
So the gorgeous Spice is wearing some Balenciaga boots.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
Vintage capris with a vintage belt, a YSL top with a gorgeous Raga Bolero, and a beautiful Fendi bag. Is it a Bolero? Me, knows nothing about fashion.
Sexy Lexi is wearing a Zara set with some gold Aldo shoes, a Fendi bag, and some Dolce & Gabbana earrings. Stunning. I love this black ensemble. It's like we're mourning the death of a relationship.
Not my relationship.
No, not your relationship.
Yeah, true. I came to the funeral of our past.
Our past, that's it. And I came in like some commando vibe.
We're so sugar and spice right now.
I'm coming for you.
Yeah. It's like you could literally staunch anyone. And I'm like, hey.
I'm ready.
Very cute. Very cute. So fill us in. What's the latest, my girl?
So she's single. I'm on the most amazing self-development journey. I've just come back from New York. I'm loving life. I feel so connected to myself. I feel like I haven't been this way for a couple of years and I just feel amazing. I feel so at peace.
Yeah.
Like when you're with the wrong person sometimes, it can really, doesn't matter how many breathwork sessions you're doing, cold plunges, meditation, if you're not on your authentic journey and you're with someone who can kind of drain it, it can really take a toll on every single part of your life. So
as someone I watched it from the outside and your best friend, I could 100% see that.
Yeah.
You were stressed all the time.
All the time, babe.
All the time. That's not you.
No.
I'm the stress head in this friendship and you're like the carefree, go with the flow Leo that you are, and it just absolutely sucked the life out of you.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be that stressed in a relationship. It shouldn't be causing you to be that stressed.
No. And for anyone who's done long distance, it's really hard. It's really hard to do long distance. It really tests you. But at the same time, I think it needs to be 10 times better because of how difficult it is that there is such a large distance. There's a time difference, a season difference. You know, you're in completely different parts of this earth. Yeah. And so it needs to be pretty A1 to deal with all of the downfalls.
It's got to be very strong.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, when you're in a relationship physically in the same country, it takes so much time for people to relax, be themselves, get to know the other person fully. The distance obviously makes that so much harder when you're only getting little glimpses of each other. And if you don't have that foundation, I think it's such a struggle.
I think when you're with somebody who's not really secure in themselves, it's a recipe for disaster. Whether long distance, your neighbours, you live together, if you're with somebody who is constantly doubting you, it can really take a toll on every part of your life. Anyways, we'll get back into that.
All right, so breakups. So you and I have had a very different experience with breakups. Raquel, fun fact, has never been broken up with. Sexy bitch. No,
I've had just so many boyfriends. No, I haven't. So.
Me, on the other hand, we are so yin yang. I mean, I've gone through my fair share of breakups. There's nothing fucking worse than coming out the other side. I feel like when you spend so much time with someone, you literally, your lives are meshed, your worlds are meshed, you're entangled in each other, and all of a sudden there's a massive break to that. It's so hard to readjust. It's so hard to get back into life. I'm always the thinnest I've ever been post breakup because I'm so stressed, crying all the time, not eating, living, doing the craziest things. And then I kind of settle back down again and get back into my life. But I think it's such unstable time in life and it's such a hard thing to do. Raquel's never been broken up with. I have, and I've also been the one to break up. And I think, what do you think's worse?
I think it's worse.
It's a massive hit in the ego, obviously, to be broken up with. But then hurting someone's fucking hard.
I think being broken up with, and this is for anyone who is going through a breakup, someone's broken up with them, they have those feelings of rejection, like it's so hard. It's like a massive ego death. You're mourning this relationship, especially if they've moved on quickly or they've left you for somebody else. These feelings of inadequacy, these feelings of I'm not good enough, this person's so much better than me, they're prettier, because, you know, it just, when you compare and you have these feelings of jealousy, it's super difficult to work through.
Yeah.
But I think how you combat that is, it's so easy for me to look at another woman who's more beautiful than me and be like, oh my God, she's more beautiful than me. Because I'm looking at one aspect, right? You could be the most attractive man who's so funny, and then there's another guy who's also really attractive and funny, but he's taller and he's beats you. So it's like you can have these elements where you compare parts of yourself where someone is going to beat you at that, in that feature, in that idea, in that concept, in that success, in whatever it is. But it's your combination.
Yeah.
It's your combination that's special. And if it's not, work on it. Like, work on yourself to make sure that you are bringing enough tools to the table where you are irreplaceable.
Yeah.
It's not just beauty. It's my family values. It's my caregiving. It's my generosity. It's my empathy. When you're so sure that no one else could ever replace that, you will find someone more beautiful than me, but you might find somebody with all of my values.
Yeah.
It's like looking at yourself as an entirety and not being like, oh my God, he left me for this woman who's this and that. So I think what's really hard when you go through a breakup is that you're mourning the death of this romanticization of this life you could have had together.
Oh my God, I've had so many visions of lives with people. It's crazy.
Yeah. So like, you know, the kids you would have had, the trips you were going to go on, the house you could have moved into.
Just like a massive flashback through my like dating years. And it's funny when you talk about leaving for someone else, because that was my first breakup.
Yeah.
Not that he essentially left me for someone else, but I remember I was 18. I was such a baby. And we'd broken up while I was on a trip with my family overseas. And I found out while I was there that he essentially slept with these two girls that I knew. And to me, they were skinnier and they were prettier. And I was 18. So I had such a different concept of body image and self-love. And that absolutely ruined me. And I remember the Mykonos story. So we had a massive fight. And bless him, like, he's not a bad person. I think he was just very lost. He said something to me like, I hope you get hit by a car. And literally, I'm not even joking, 7.5 hours later, I got run over by a taxi in Mykonos.
Full evil eye.
Like, look, full burn down the side of my foot, like full scar from my first ever breakup. So that constantly reminds me. But I came back from Mykonos unable to walk, and I was so depressed. I literally, like, if you ask my mum, I didn't leave my bed for like probably like a month. Wow. And I remember she tells me now she would come in to check on me, try not to cry because I was so upset in bed, like such a baby, so young, my first ever heartbreak, unable to walk, and she would have to leave the room and cry alone because I was so sad, which makes me so sad because it's like when you look back at your younger self, you kind of want to like hug them and like tell them that it's okay.
Oh, baby.
I know, tears in my eyes, which is so weird because it was so long ago. My God, it was like, I don't know, I'm not going to reveal how old I am, but it was a very long time ago. And yeah, I did compare myself to those girls for sure because they were older, they were skinnier, they were like really beautiful girls. One of them almost bashed me a few weeks later. But to this story.
No.
Crazy girls. Anyway, point is,
I'll kill him.
you can never compare yourself to
because
them.
They are not you.
Yeah.
They are not you, and they will never be you. They have other things, you have other things, but it's not. Comparing somebody makes us so one-dimensional. Like, we're just one thing.
I know, but it's so hard in a society where like everything we do, especially in the age of social media, is based on what we look like, especially as women.
But how easy does that?
I know, disintegrate. Yeah,
it just disappears. Like, someone is so beautiful, and then how you get used to that beauty, and then what's left?
But the pressure for us as women, I think, is crazy.
Oh yeah,
and we do it every day on social media, and then it comes to someone that we love and all of a sudden they're with a new woman. Like, it's so natural to be like, fuck. But you're 100% right. Like, that whole package situation is a completely different story between all of us.
And work on yourself. Like, after your breakup, it's the death of that version of you also.
Wow.
So like, that's gone. She's gone. And I think it's such an amazing opportunity for you to really level up in your life. Not for revenge. That's really important, because if you're doing it for revenge, you're doing it for the ego.
Yeah.
You're getting nowhere for that. Like, also it looks pathetic. Like the more that you work on yourself and the more that you actually put that energy into yourself, paradoxically makes you sexier. But also like
it's connecting with yourself, babe. I would say with every age, and this isn't just to do with breakups, but with every age I've got to know myself so much more, right? So you learn all these things along the way. And I think like breakups are one of those life things that's just a catalyst to force you to reassess your life, who you are, what you want, what direction you want. Like you said, it's a death of ego, and therefore it forces you to do these things. Otherwise we just coast through life, I think.
Yeah.
And we don't make changes, and we don't push ourselves.
You just push that trauma onto someone else.
Yeah.
Like if you don't do the work, it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, give yourself a month, cry it out, feel it out.
Yeah.
Go through all the feels. You know, you're still human, you need to feel them. And then after that, stop feeling sorry for yourself. You're not a victim. It is what it is. It happened. Move on from it. And you need to put that power into yourself, whether that's creating inspiring friendships, whether that's, you know, devoting yourself to your health, fitness, hobbies, whatever it is. Like now you have extra time, like be in a relationship with yourself, nourish yourself. And that is so sexy. Like I feel like going from one relationship to another, you're only dumping those problems onto someone else. Yep. And you're not meeting someone energetically at a good space because you're down here. So someone that's going to come to you, it's not like somebody that is of a level that you even want to know to have a relationship with.
Yeah. God, it's tricky though, because you go through a breakup, right? And one thing we're never sure about as humans is timing, right? So we go through breakups and then we might meet someone who's absolutely amazing, but the timing is wrong. So I think trying to navigate a breakup and then like meeting someone who's amazing, that's the hardest thing, I think, because you're not ready. But then
if they're meant to be with you, you will be with them.
Yeah.
If you're not together, stop romanticizing them because they're not your person. If they were your person, you would be with them. No one can be your person by fact that they're not your person. So there's no one that you've lost. There's no one that was the one that got away. No. If you meet somebody, let's say post breakup, and it's not a right time for you, and you tell them, I really like you, but I'm still healing. Number one, that's going to make you look sexier because you're not going to look like some pathetic rebound girl or guy.
Yeah.
You know, like if someone was like, oh, I got a relationship a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. And I want to date you. I'd be like, sociopath. Like, you know, how can you just cut off? But if someone said to me, I really like our connection, but right now I'm healing. Yeah. But I want to like navigate this in some time. Man, I think about it. I think about it. Like, all right, maybe he's already made his value so high that like you know, rather than it's just giving scraggle. Yeah. Don't be scraggle for anybody. Like,
it's so funny when we talk about that romanticization thing, because me being a softie, that's like all I do, right? When I'm in love with someone, I'm like, the babies, the house, all the businesses, like everything we're going to create together. And when that just literally gets pulled out from underneath you, it is wild. Now recounting, like I said in my head before, I have had so many of those, which is crazy because I'm kind of like, why was I envisioning my life with so many people? No, but I'm such a moment person, right? I'm like, if I like you, I'm like you in this sense. If I love the person, I'm like, that's it, you know? And I've thought I've had many, this is my person. So I'm a lot more discerning these days. But it's it's crazy when that gets taken from you.
It is. And also your mind plays tricks on you. So many hormones are being released. Heartbreak there's a physiological response to it. It's like a drug addiction. Yeah. So it's like, it's fucking painful. Yeah. It's like, it's super hard. But right now when you look at divorce rates, when you look at like just how unsuccessful most relationships are, you want to weed out people who aren't sure of you. And if you've broken up with someone, your mind will also play tricks on you that maybe I'd made the wrong decision. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe we were right for each other. Maybe it wasn't that bad. Babes, it was bad. Yeah. You need to start reflecting on the pain because I don't care how amazing this relationship is and how much your brain will play tricks on you. I know that there was pain in that relationship. Maybe that was this person didn't make you feel so secure. Maybe they didn't make you feel so desired. Maybe they didn't give you quality time. Maybe they didn't compliment you. Maybe you didn't feel like a priority to them. All of these things, you need to remember these things because our brains would trick us to think about, the time he did something sweet or the time. No one is 100% bad, but there are elements that make this person not right for you and you'd much rather that happen now. Like now is the time. You don't want your time wasted and you want to meet your person. And if it's your person, you're not going to be broken up with or you're not going to break up with them. I've done the whole going back to an ex. Yes. And everyone had their moment of I told you so. But so I know how that feels like. I know how, you know, your brain can tell you like, that's not right. You have such an amazing connection with this person.
Yeah.
What if, you know, like you'll never have this moment again, whatever it is. And so I submitted to that. And now I've learnt that like, no, you break up for a reason.
100%.
Like there was a reason why this relationship ended.
Yeah.
And I don't mean in a sense that you broke up because someone was moving to a different city to study and it was difficult. I mean like there were actually reasons as to what made this incompatible partnership. And so I think you need to really honor that and honor yourself in like, what do you deserve? And also, who are we mourning? Like, are we mourning a relationship of a man that is just not worth grieving for?
That's the worst, babe.
That's the worst. I remember, girl.
I was so devastated over literally what? Like the most disgusting human, number one. But number two, someone who treated me so awfully.
Yeah.
And you and I talk about this a lot when this is, you know, kind of trigger warning, but when you're emotionally abused, there is a moment where within the breakup where you have this like moment of pure clarity and it's like someone has gotten some Windex and just cleaned your eyes because you can suddenly see the monster for who he is and you come to your senses and you're like, why did I let him treat me that way? And something between us is, you know, when you're being emotionally abused, you generally don't tell anyone. You don't tell anyone everything that's happening because you like want to protect it at all costs, right? So if you're not telling your best friend things, that's a sign that you're in a really unhealthy relationship and it needs to end. There were so many things I didn't tell you. When I told Raquel everything after, she was like, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell me everything when it was happening? So there is this moment of clarity in a breakup, I would say. Not even just toxic breakups, in, you know, healthy breakups too, where you're kind of like, okay, this wasn't right. This person was not right for me.
Because pain modulates. So
yeah, wow.
Yeah. So it's not this feeling that you're feeling is going to change. Like all it needs is some time.
Yeah.
You're human. You're not a robot. Yeah. Like you have emotions and there are emotions ebb and flow. You will look back at this in a very different way.
Also just stronger. I feel like I've been a completely different person every time I've healed from a breakup and just matured slightly. My first breakup, I was 18. And I think I've probably had one like every couple of years from then until now. And I look back now and I'm like such a different person from when I first fell in love. And I think you need these trials and tribulations to help you shape what you want. To help you shape what you're willing to put up with, what you're willing to compromise with, because relationships compromise is so key. I don't think anyone tells you that enough. You're never going to get 100% of what you want ever. So you got to compromise on some things. Obviously the big things that you don't want to compromise on, don't. But there's got to be some give and take because you're not going to find the perfect match. But you're going to find someone who you love and who loves you deeply and has most of what you want. But going through breakups will teach you what you want to compromise on, what you don't want to compromise on, kind of thing. That's what I'm trying to say. And you learn so much about yourself through the pain.
Yeah, I think that you only really learn about. So I'm a big believer in. We're kind of taught that we will find this person, and with the death of God, because you atheist bitches are really running wild. People are looking for their entirety into one person.
Yeah, wow.
And Hollywood sells us this. It's like now we don't really have the other elements to life like community, religion, all these other things. It's like romantic love is the thing.
Pinnacle, yeah.
It's the pinnacle. And so I'm a big believer in you become an amazing individual and you find another amazing individual.
Wow.
And together you create an amazing partnership. But if you're looking for somebody out of a scarcity mindset of somebody, whether it's healing parental wounds, like you're not a child. You can't look for this juvenile dependency on somebody that they're going to heal your inner wounds of your family or this or that. It's like you need to find somebody when you're at a certain level, you've healed or you're working on that journey. This is my personal belief.
Yeah.
Some of you are going to come for me in the comments and that's totally fine. If you want to find that kind of relationship where you heal each other, then that's amazing. I'm very much on the basis of I want to meet somebody where I'm at my top and they're at their top and we only grow together as a partnership and as individuals together, rather than I'm not doing the whole crusty, dusty relationship therapist, mummy issue, daddy issue, friend issue, problems, man. I'm not doing it. You don't do the work. I'm not here to do the work for you.
I recently saw Anne Hathaway talk about this. So she's been with her partner for 15 years, and she said, like, I'm me and he's him, and what we have together is us, but we are individual and we have our own individuality. And they have a tattoo. We're going to we can put an image of it on here because I can't remember exactly what it is, but it symbolizes two separate things that are unified and have their own world together, but they are two separate entities. That. Yeah, it's really beautiful, and they've been together for 15 years. So I think it's a testament to. But it's so easy to fall into like your whole consuming like love, right? But you forget that having those individual identities is so important at the same time. That balance.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the individual. Like codependency for me is like drowning, kill me, I'm going to die. But for other people, like they really like that kind of thing. So it wouldn't be right for me to be with someone who's like that, and it wouldn't be right for someone who's like that to be with me, you know? So it really depends on what you want out of a relationship. But my thing is, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Like, if this person leaves you, what are you? What do you have? Do you have an
100%.
identity? Do you have friendships?
Yeah.
Do you have family?
We see that with women like who are financially dependent, and then they end up divorced with literally nothing to their name, and they'd have to start again. And it's like, as women especially, I think we spoke about this in the previous episode, having
some
like
security,
some independence in that capacity.
Yeah. So
also through a breakup, right? If you are codependent on your partner and all your friends are his friends, or all his friends are your friends, when that divides, one of you is going to be left completely alone, and it's an awful feeling. Like, you can't sacrifice yourself for someone else in that sense and lose your entire life, because that happens to a lot of people, like the dick stand, or whatever it's called. Like when people just fall into a relationship and they lose all parts of their lives, like no way. No way.
No, I think like when someone's getting into a relationship, I'm like, give them 3 months, be on honeymoon island.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see them much. I'm like, I love that. After that, if I'm not getting energy, then I will not put any energy back, because I'm happy for them. But I'm like, if you don't feel this desire of a friendship, I'm not going to chase it. Like it's clearly. So I sympathize with anyone going through a breakup so much. Like, it is one of the most painful things that a human can experience. It's not easy. It's all encompassing. We have a physiological response to it. Our heart aches. We can't sleep. We can't eat. Nothing feels good. Like, it is a horrible, horrible, horrible thing to go through. Yeah. But at the same time, like, with this can be something really beautiful. And like remembering that like, this isn't a constant feeling. This is going to change. Yeah. And allowing yourself the time to feel those emotions. But then using the energy of those emotions to almost pour back into yourself. 100%. And
so the intensity of those feelings, try and flip it on its head and use it backwards, if that makes sense. So like the intensity of the pain, okay, now use the pain to pour that level of pain in a love form back into yourself. Does that make any sense?
Well, yeah, I think it's a time where you really need love.
Yeah.
So it's so easy to be like, do the things that you love. If you don't know the things that you love, let's start trying them.
Yeah.
Let's go to the gym class. Yeah. Let's start. Getting hot is always going to make you feel good. Like, it's always, I don't care if you're the most wholesome person in the world, feeling good in your body is always going to make you feel good. Get those endorphins. Get into the workouts. Go sign up for a gym. Go and devote yourself to all the projects you want to do, and keep yourself busy. Don't numb yourself as a form of distraction. You're not distracting yourself. You're actually feeling more. Like, this is a time for you to really devote time to yourself.
Okay, let's flip it on its head a little bit and talk about breakups and attachments, because I think this is so interesting. Raquel is avoidant and I'm anxious. Well, I was.
I think I'm secure avoidant.
I don't know what I am anymore, because I was anxious attachment style, but I'm nearly 2 years into my current relationship. That's crazy. Side note. And I'm feeling a lot less, definitely a lot less anxious attachment. But my previous breakups have all been anxious attachment. Because our response to breakups is also very different. I feel like I need everyone. I feel like you are a lot more recluse.
Yeah.
That's like, our emotional responses are so different to breakups. Like, I'm the full, like, call everyone I know, like, go out, drink, like, cry on everyone's shoulder, like my mom, my dad, my papa, you, my sister, like cats, dogs, literally everything. And then Raquel's like, you'll call me when you need me, but you're kind of just like, I'm at home alone, like, I want to be alone.
It's such a self journey for me.
Yeah.
It's not about anyone else. It's not about my friends, it's not about my family, it's not about the ex, it's not about anyone. Breakups are such a self journey for me. Like, I'm not talking to anyone. I'm not doing anything. I'm really taking the time for myself. And I think being avoidant in general, I'm hyper independent.
Yeah.
Like that's just how my emotions are. I don't really seek outside of myself. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling these feels. If I'm feeling bad, number one, you won't see me out because I'm like, if I'm there, I want to be such an amazing energy. I really want to bring up the vibes. And if I'm not feeling good, it's not just about a breakup. It's just any part of my life. Like I'm not going out to the party.
Yeah.
So that's how I deal with my own emotions.
Yeah.
It's very internal. I'm reading, I'm learning. Like this is such an amazing time for me to learn more about myself, more about the world, more about my emotions. Yeah. I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm reading philosophy. I'm looking into all these different elements. I'm getting closer to my religion and spirituality. Like this is my time. This is about nobody else. And I know it sounds almost robotic, right? It sounds so like utopian to be like that.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot to learn from that though, babe. As someone who's experienced the complete other side, had I taken more time during my breakups to like really do the work, maybe my first few breakups, not so much the last one, I would be in a very different place now. Because unlike you, I need a lot of comfort. Like I'm such a lover. I need affection all the time. And when I'm at my lowest during a breakup, like I need the hugs, I need the kisses, I need the cuddles, I need to be like with someone 24/7 kind of thing. So we're so different like that. Obviously there's no wrong, no right, but I feel like I could have really benefited a lot if I had some of those like skills in my brain to be able to focus and redirect the energy towards myself. If I could tell my younger self something about breakups, that's what it would be.
Yeah. So what's interesting about an avoidant and an insecure, or an anxiously avoidant, there can be a combination of both, is that avoidant will only really realize, like they're pushing the anxious away, right? They're like, go away, go away, go away. And then when the anxious actually does and they break up, the avoidant then feels this abandonment, then feels all these feelings of I'm alone, oh my God, why did you leave me? Then they want the anxious back. If the anxious goes back to them, it can become a trauma bond very easily. Yeah. And it's like a push and give. So yeah, with me though, I'm the type of person where if it's done, it's done. Like it's done.
Are you? Your past relationships aren't giving that. Raquel's had these two moments recently in her past two relationships where she, like it's over, it's done, we're like healing. And then,
babe, let's not bring this up. Let's not bring this up.
That was funny, babe. Come on, that was so
okay,
funny.
we'll leave that there. We'll leave that there. We won't. Yeah.
This one. No, jokes.
Okay, well,
just know that if you and Raquel break up in the future, there's a high chance you might get back together. Really.
No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore.
That's fair. Jokes.
I'm not doing that anymore. That's never happening again. We're done. It's done. But
can I say, in my most recent breakup, like if you need to like hire a Raquel who's like a professional regrouping coach, because you were like my dating coach. During my last breakup, I never like in my whole dating life, I'd never gone through a period of going on multiple dates with multiple people. We said this in the first episode. I got absolutely slaughtered on TikTok because everyone was like calling me a whore and stuff because apparently dating multiple people isn't allowed. But anyway,
I don't think people understand dating means going on dates. Yeah. It doesn't mean...
I had never gone on like 3 first dates in a week, for example, with different people. I'd never done that before. I was quite discerning, so therefore I'd find someone I liked, spend more time with them, would end up in a relationship. Not all the time, but I never was like that girl or that guy that just went out and like that went out and, you know, floated around and was like sexy and fun. Like I never did that, right? So Raquel was like, let's just do that. So I did that, and it was so fun because I got to learn what I liked and what I didn't like. I weeded out the people I didn't like, but I think it really pushed me to learn a lot more about what I want, who I am, what I like to date. I had so much fun. Like it was just a really fun time in life, and it helped me heal from my breakup in the sense I was distracted. I was, you know, gaining my confidence back. So I was meeting new people. I was seeing there was a lot of interest. For some reason, when you're going to break up, you're like, no one's ever going to want me again kind of thing. Like,
also, I was raised, like my mom taught me, speak to multiple people and then your behavior with those people changes depending on what they do. So if I'm speaking to 3 guys, I'm just speaking. So all you dirty people, like relax. Speaking to 3 guys, they're all giving you, let's say, whatever, someone's giving you more, so you give him more. Yeah. And then you get to a point where it would be enough that you wouldn't speak to anyone else. Yeah. But it's like this, people just meet one guy and they're like, that's it, I'm done. Like, why? What is this person giving you that's enough for you to call in the towel?
Yeah.
Like,
Agreed.
that's what tells me you're not working on yourself enough. Like, what are we doing while we're single? Are we leveling up? Are we putting so much into ourselves that we know what we're deserving of? And I'm also a big believer in, if one of the guys isn't acting the way that you want to, don't even tell them. Just change your energy towards them.
Yeah, wow.
That's the best way. Like,
calling men out on things never works.
just don't. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you need to teach someone how to treat you?
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of like new age thing where it's like, if you don't say it, how are they going to know? Maybe in your relationships, like, be vocal, obviously.
That's the standards thing though, babe.
But dating someone, I'm like, if you're not giving me what I need,
it's a standards thing. It's
someone
like,
else
I'm not
will,
going to
babe.
teach you how to. I'm not going to teach my standards.
Yeah.
You either have them or you don't.
Yeah.
And not saying that if you meet someone and you really like them and they have like the compromise thing where you can teach them things. For example, my current relationship, we're different ethnicities, and I've told him a lot about my culture, and he's really opened up, and like I think that's a whole different ball game. But I think basic standards of how to be treated and how to be dated, like we should be teaching men how to do that.
No.
Either has it or he doesn't.
100%. And the more that I know there's this whole like new age thing where it's like, be mean, treat him keen. Like, that to me, if someone's like, I don't want to give her too much, or I don't want to be whatever, that's going to work for someone who's coming from a really insecure and fragile place. Maybe when I was 15, babe, I'm a grown ass woman.
Yeah.
You want to make me like yearn for your attention? No, babe, don't worry. Someone else will give it to me and I will be just fine. Like, I think stop rewarding people for the minimum. Stop mourning guys or relationships that were minimum.
I see this all the time on TikTok, and it's like, I don't know, trend about like, oh, he finally replied 2 days later.
Ew.
Yeah, that's like giving major.
And I'm not even going to say to someone, oh, what? You didn't reply.
No.
Like, why'd you take so long to reply? I'm
even
like,
the fact that we sit around and like, as girls sometimes, or even boys, but I think sometimes more girls, we sit around and we wait for him to text. And it's like, maybe you've never done that, but like back in the day I would have done that. But I feel like it's such a thing, babe.
No, 100%.
It's like, oh, he finally replied, like, woo. And it's like, no, babe, you took 2 days to reply.
I think the biggest thing is that, like, if you have to think whether this person likes you or not,
my God,
he doesn't like you.
Yeah.
If when somebody likes you, they're going to let you know that they like you.
Yeah.
They're going to tell you. They're going to show you. Or they're trying to play games with you, and you're not a toy. You're not a little kid. You're not a baby. You're a grown woman. And
I think that's really important. There shouldn't be one seed of doubt.
No.
If they like you, like, why hasn't he texted me back? And yes, you might have, like, I've got, not now, but at the start of my current relationship, I had lingering anxious attachment issues where my partner would be at work and it would be like 4 hours and I'd be like panicking, you know, because that's just like what I've learned pretty much my whole life. So tactics, babe, for healing breakups, like what is your advice, do you reckon?
So heartbreak can feel like withdrawals.
Are you hungry?
I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Heartbreak can feel like withdrawal. This physiological response can really lead us to be doing some crazy shit. And one of those things is stalking the person. I don't care how much you want to look at this person's profile. You want to see what they're doing. You need to stop doing that. And there needs to be no contact. Number one, if they broke up with you, they don't get access to you. Also, in your benefit is that men grow men fall in love in absence. So when they've lost that contact to you, babe, don't make yourself available. Like, you cannot be there for him when he needs you if he left you.
Do people do that?
Yeah, babe. Yeah, babe.
I didn't know that.
Like, he doesn't get to contact you from time to time. He doesn't get to call you, ask you how you were.
No way, babe. Ew.
Get those benefits.
No.
So even if they're giving you a little bit here and there, they might send you a message or whatever. It's just tell them, look, I'm healing.
Yeah.
Please stop contacting me.
Yeah. Agreed. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. So no contact is really, really important.
What else is there?
Finding things that you love and that elicit a loving response by you.
Wow, yeah. The same endorphins, but from a different place.
Yeah.
Pottery, painting.
Hobbies, cultivating inspiring friendships, going and trying new things, going and
traveling.
You know, whether it's religion, whether it's exercise, whether it's friendships, whether it's whatever it is, babes, find an identity. Like if you have nothing, if you can't think of something that gives you pleasure or love or whatever it is, like you really need to be creating an identity. That sounds harsh, but that's like, I don't know, just explore it, girl. Guy, explore it. And then another thing is that do not do the whole rebound thing. Although it works for some people. So I'm like, if that's your thing, then you do it. But that's only like going to numb you and going to keep the pain there and going to lead you into still feeling shitty.
Yeah.
And if you do that too early, it might just leave you feeling worse.
Yeah, agreed.
So I would definitely suggest healing and then go and date around. Speak to all the different kinds of people. And also when you're on that self-actualization journey, you are so sexy and appealing that people naturally gravitate towards you.
It's an energy thing.
It's an energy thing for sure.
Oh my God. Like, quick side note on this. I was watching this TikTok today and it said, if you're looking down and someone's looking at you, how do you know they're looking at you? Apparently, subtly in our consciousness, we can feel energy. So if you're in a crowd of people and someone's staring at you and you're not even looking at them, but you can feel it. The reason you can feel that is because subtly in our subconscious, we can feel energy. So this translates perfectly to the energy that you put out into the world and how that attracts people. Because in our subconscious, we feel other people's consciousness. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I love that. I love it. I love it. So yeah, when you're on that me journey, like paradoxically, you become sexier.
Yeah.
So you're going to be around a different caliber of people and they're going to be drawn to that. Like I'm drawn to people who are doing their thing, doing their passion, living life, whatever it is. Like that is very sexy.
Yeah.
Rather than if you're too desperate, looking around, fear of being alone, scarcity. Oh my God, when is it going to be my turn? I thought I was going to get married. Babes, it's not going to attract the right type of man or the right type of energy. Like no one wants to date someone like that. I don't want to date someone like that. It's scary.
It's a hard place to get out of if you're in it emotionally. Because I think where a lot of that scarcity stems from, and I know we don't want to bring in like parental issues, but as someone who has like a massive lack of like abandonment issues because of my dad, it's very easy for someone who's secure to say that. And I think like it's really hard if you have abandonment issues to feel like the world is abundant.
That's why you need to do the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that feeling's not going to go away.
I'm just doing a caveat and like it's fucking hard.
But that feeling will never go away unless you do the work.
Yeah,
it's not just disappearing on its own.
Yeah.
Like things don't just change.
Yeah.
Like there is also personal responsibility in that. And it's like we can sit here all day and be a victim. Oh my God, it's so hard. My dad wasn't there for me. Life is so difficult. No guy wants me. I'm this, I'm that. Babes, wake up. Like the world doesn't owe you shit. You're not that special. I'm sorry to say it. Like you need to be, this harsh advice works for me. Everyone gets their advice differently, but when someone's like, girl, get up. Like you're so much greater than this. You deserve so much more than this. You need this. That advice works on me. But if someone's like, babe, you didn't deserve that trauma. It's so hard for you. I'm never going to listen to that. I don't need somebody to be like, oh, I take it as pity. I need someone to be like, girl, like wake up. You deserve more than this. You're an amazing woman. Like you need to, or become an amazing woman. Maybe you're average. I'm sorry, but some people haven't worked on themselves enough that I'm like, what? Are you deserving of this great man? Are you deserving of this great relationship? Like it's harsh, but it is what it is. Level up, be this incredible person that you are deserving of an incredible man.
Yeah, I get that.
So, yeah. It's hard, but babes, do the work. Life's
hard.
Life's hard.
Do you know why it's also hard? Because a lot of men are fucking shit, let's be honest.
A lot of men are fucking shit, but a lot of men are really amazing.
Yeah, I think that's something we do forget.
A lot of men are amazing.
Yeah.
And maybe you're looking in the wrong places. Yeah. If you're looking in the trash, you're going to find trash. If you're looking in, and also with that mindset, oh, men are so shitty at life. Men treat me so badly. It's like, girl, I wouldn't date you. It's too trauma. Like work on it. I'm going to give you the big sister advice and it's like, get up, stop feeling sad for yourself and do the work.
Yeah.
Do the work. And if you're like, oh, but it's how I look, work on the way you look. Oh, it's my this or my abandonment, work on that stuff. If it's, oh, but my job, start working to get another job. Like, oh, I'm not educated, go and get an education. Like, let's start making changes.
Agreed, totally.
Let's not victimize ourselves. We're not victims.
And that puts the energy back onto yourself anyway.
Yeah. I think people forget how powerful they are.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in number one, you need to be around people who make you feel like that. You need to be around friends who enable you to feel powerful. So let's start I know this stuff is it can seem really difficult, far away, unattainable and all of these things. But why? Why is it unattainable?
That's true.
Why
true.
can't you have those things? Why can't you do those things? Anyways, I could go on forever. So, last thing. When we grow the most, it's in times of trauma and despair. No one became strong from feeling amazing all the time.
Yeah.
So just be excited for this rebirth of yourself. It's really exciting.
It's beautiful. It is. And you don't see it while you're in it.
No.
But the other side's always amazing. It's always beautiful. And you grow so much. Completely agreed.
Yeah. So hold in there. And if you need to cry and eat Ben and Jerry's or whatever it is, like do that.
Also, girlies, if you need any help, like seriously DM us. We're so down to chat and like we can talk about experiences together. I think it would be really beautiful. I think women should share a lot more.
Comment as well down below.
Yeah.
Like whoever's, I don't know.
What
like
experiences have been with breakups.
Yeah. And what attachment style you are, because I'm really interested about that. And how you deal with heartache.
All right, so we did some research on some like absolutely crazy breakup stories. I'm going to read them out and you can let us know what you think. I'm going to let you know what you think. Okay. So my 7-year relationship ended with an early morning voicemail message. I assumed it was the morning after she beep the guy who was just a friend.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine getting a voicemail? Like, bye babe, 7 years, done.
How do you like to be broken up with though? Can we discuss that?
Give it to me. Everything and everything.
I'm like, call me. So every time.
Oh my God, babe.
Every time I've gone to end something with someone, I have so much anxiety because I'm like, oh my God, like going there like for a lunch or whatever and just being like, whatever it is. And I usually blame myself because I just, is that bad?
No, babe, you're just empathetic and you don't want to like the other person to feel hurt. But I think.
Like, do people really want it raw?
Me, I want the feedback.
I think it's actually important. So I think if someone breaks up with you, you should ask them for the feedback so you can learn and
That's
know
why
what it is.
You shouldn't just blame it on yourself. I think you should just be honest. I don't know if that's the Capricorn in me. I'm like, give me all the feedback.
Sometimes you just have to spare someone's feelings a little bit. Babe, if a guy was like to a woman, let's say this is completely unrelated, I'm breaking up with you because I don't find you attractive and your body's just not doing it for me.
Could be a shallow piece of shit.
Is it though?
Yes, because what are you dating for? If that's like the pinnacle thing and that's the only, like you're breaking up with her, but everything else is cool.
Well, that's like saying I should have stayed in a relationship that was sexless because, that's shallow.
Yeah,
that's
true,
not.
True.
Okay.
So you would prefer to be broken up with via phone call?
Yeah.
Wow.
Spare me the fucking everything.
Yeah, I get it.
I learn in those I guess, okay. I'm just not inexperienced with relationships. So I think there's a bit of that element.
Well, I think it depends on the duration. If we've been together for 3 years and you call me to break up with me, like what the fuck?
I think what happens also a lot of the times is that people will mentally check out of a relationship.
Oh my God, we need to talk about this, babe.
And stay. This is a good segue.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you have to just like honor how you're feeling and just do it. Because the worst thing that you can do is mentally check out of a relationship
and not physically check out of it
and still be in it
100%.
and then just drag that person along,
100%.
waste their time because, and sometimes we do that also. Sometimes people will feel that someone's slipping away from them and that's their time to be hyper, just like suffocating when it's really doing the opposite. But, because once again, it's a scarcity mindset and you're only doing yourself a disservice. But sometimes people can actually stay with people because they feel bad for them.
Yeah.
And then they just drag them along and that turns into resentment.
So for men, I think like there was this whole thread on Twitter that was talking about the like when you secretly hate that phase when you secretly hate your girlfriend, like before you break up with them. And all these foul comments like going through like the way that they would, essentially starve their girlfriends of attention and love and what the girlfriend would do to still be there.
Wow.
And that like hating your partner phase, just fucking break up with them. I don't understand. Like, exit, done. Like, don't put them through any more trauma. For me, I don't know if this is like a female thing rather than like hating them, I would just get the massive ick.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I feel sick, babe.
Yeah, that's
like,
me
it's
too.
happened like twice in 2 of my relationships. I've literally been like, I can't go anywhere near you physically. I don't want you to touch me. Don't kiss me. Like, I'm so off you. But then I would break up with them. I wouldn't just stay with them like all these crazy men. So, yeah, the ick, the physical ick. Oh my God, the physical ick.
It happens.
Oh my God, it's don't touch me, like get away from me, like oh, kiss me. The relationship in now 2 years, I'm like kiss me every single day. Like that is like a healthy, beautiful relationship. When you're in that phase where you're like, don't even touch me, don't come anywhere near me. We've been together for like, I don't know, a year and the thought of you repulses me, like baby, it's time.
It's time to call
It's time to call it a day.
I know.
It happens. It can happen. But on a side note, we can talk about like this. A lot of modern relationships, like no one's really flying the flag on like good relationships. So if you are single, you kind of like feel like you want to stay single.
Yeah.
Because it's like dating in this day and age, it's just so much shit. Like how rarely do you see like a very happy and successful relationship these days?
Not common.
Yeah, it's not common
And
at
it's
all.
much better to be alone than to be in a relationship that does not serve you.
100%.
Like that.
Complete waste of time.
Yeah. And that will drain you. That will make you forget who you are. That will, when you're in a relationship that isn't right for you, like you will lose yourself in that relationship.
Yeah.
Like it just, so babe, stop crying to yourself. I know that like you will find your person. Like it's going to happen for you.
Yeah.
I'm so sure of it.
Yeah.
But be patient. Like don't just
Definitely.
like jump into it. Like give yourself time and be picky. Hold your standards high. Don't be like, oh my God, he sent me a good morning text. Wow, he's so amazing. Babe, that's the minimum.
Yeah, that is the minimum.
That is the minimum. I don't know if this is an Australian thing because
I think it is, babe.
I don't think Australian men are generally romantic.
Yeah.
And so I think that the standard is so low in this country. It could go both ways. I don't know. I'm not dating women, so men in the comments let us know. But there's just such a lack of romanticization in this country.
Yeah.
Like there's no courting, there's no flowers, there's no sexy messages, there's not, like I'm sure it's out there, but it's just not the norm.
Yeah,
like men
agreed.
don't sit around talking about their emotions.
Yeah.
Like they don't love women in the way that men from other cultures do.
Yeah.
It's very much like it's a different thing. And so
Fucking hard out here.
yeah,
In
it's
this
hard out here.
goddamn country that we live in. Love Australia. Don't come for me. On that note, I think let's tie breakups up. If you're going through heartache, if you're in pain, reach out to us. Like we want to hear your stories. We want to be there for you. Like
Yeah,
we can check in with you and see how you're doing. And yeah,
100%.
and it will get better and you will get through it. And I think that's it. Let's do some rapid fire. So we're going to play a game called Does He Pass the First Date? And this is centered on standards with dating, especially first dates.
But this is our standard. So
Yeah.
my pass the first date for you, girl. Just
Yeah.
hold on to your panties.
Okay. The big, I know you're going to hate this because I do. Asking you where you want to go.
Oh, trauma.
Like, just plan the date.
I
Do
think, yeah, plan
No
the date.
involvement. I don't want to hear, like, don't give me options. Be
He
assertive.
can. I think you can ask like, "What's your favorite cuisine?"
Yeah, but it's more like
Some direction.
Like, I don't really know where we should go.
Yeah.
Like,
How are
that
you asking?
decisiveness, it's not assertive enough at all. So does he pass the first date?
Well, we haven't even gone to the first date. So,
Does he, like, no, yeah, right. I guess
Does
he
he-
even get to the first date?
well, you can just reply with something playful and cheeky. Like, I think
but it's a turn off.
it's such a turn off.
It doesn't give me assertive. It doesn't give me I'm going to impress you
No.
and take you and show you my
But I'm just
world,
thinking
like,
about like the 21-year-old girls speaking to the guys their age. And like him being like, oh, where should we
True.
go? Like, I don't think she should. I'm just saying at our
yeah, at our
at
age.
my late 20s age, no. But like for other people, I can understand that whatever it is. So, oh yeah, but we're talking about our standards?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Does he pass the first date? He doesn't offer to pick you up.
No.
So for me, that's not a big deal because I'm like safety first. Don't know who you are. Don't
But he
wanna
doesn't
get in your
offer. You
car.
can say no.
Oh yeah, true.
It's not gentlemanlike.
True.
I know a young person who's 19 and her boyfriend has never let her drive to his house.
Well,
Like never.
Yeah.
He lives 40 minutes away. He always picks her up every single time because it's his way of, it's such a small thing.
yeah.
It's not a big thing. So for me, if someone doesn't offer to pick me up, maybe then they don't see me as so valuable because
Yeah.
I would offer to pick you up.
Yeah.
I'd offer to pick up all my friends. Why is this guy who's trying to ask me out not offering to pick me up? And if I say no, it's fine. I'll get there myself. That's a different story.
Yeah, that's true. So offers. You're right. That's a no. Does he pass the first date? He asks you to split the bill.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. No way. There's no 50-50 in this.
No way.
Back to the first episode where we spoke about if you're taking me out, like,
If you're inviting
Yeah.
me out
yeah.
of my house, of my peace, and you want to take me out, the minimum is that you pay for that.
Yeah.
And if I ask you out, if I ask a man out on a first date, I would
Yeah.
pay for him too.
Would you ever ask a man out on a first date?
Absolutely not. When I was younger, I did.
Yeah.
When I was younger in my
Why?
more egalitarian,
Why?
I stopped doing it because, okay, so I was the type of girl that if I saw a cute guy, I'd write my little name and my number on a piece of paper and
Yeah.
I'd go and give it to him. And then I realized all that it was doing was bring men to me who were not confident or self-assured enough to be with me. So I'd be hearing things on dates like, oh, I never thought that I would be on a date with you, babes. So unattractive. That's the worst thing that you say. If you don't find yourself good enough to be with me or be with a person, why would I find you good enough? You know? So I just felt like, okay, it's just not giving. So now what I do is, and ladies, take note of this, because it can be really scary for men.
Yeah.
So you just smile, you look across the room, you open the thing to make it very, very easy for them. Yeah. And if he can't walk across the room and start a conversation, then babes, it's just, he's not the man.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not, it can be scary.
Yeah.
It can be scary. That's why you make it easy. You smile, you like play with your hair. You do the womanly femme things and, you know, takes a little bit of work.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Would you go up to a guy?
No. No, because I agree. I think there's a level of confidence and assertiveness at this age I want you to have. But I understand in this day and age, a lot of men are deterred from approaching women.
Cry me a river.
Given the context.
You know what I do? Like, even if a guy approaches me and I'm so not like into it, I'll say like, I've got a boyfriend or whatever. Yeah. But I'll say, but keep doing this. Yeah, like keep doing it, because I never want to deter someone from doing it. No, 100%. And advice for men.
Men are just in this day and age.
And advice for men is that rejection feels bad, but regret feels much worse. So you might see someone and think, oh my God, but then get so scared that she's not going to give you anything back. But for me, I would think that the fear of losing that opportunity is much worse than, oh my God, she wasn't into it. Whatever.
True.
It's fine.
Does he pass the first date? He offers to pay for your nails and your makeup.
Absolutely. That's the cutest thing ever.
It is very cute.
I love that.
Does he pass the first date? He eats with his mouth open.
Yeah, babe, come on, like just close it up. I mean, it can be like, I'm not that like picky in those things. Like I can just say like, wow, it's so nice to see what you ate for dinner. Like it just make a little comment.
That's
just
cute. It's really cute.
It's not, I'm not like, you know, the police, but like
you know, with like icks these days, people have like 400 icks and that's on there for sure.
I'm really not like that.
Yeah, no, I'm not either.
I'm not ick in terms of those things. Even like the way that someone dresses, all of those things. You know what is an ick?
Does he pass the first date? He's rude to wait staff.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, that's a massive ick. It's like you don't like, no, yuck.
Yeah. Rude in general.
Yeah.
I don't know though, sometimes.
Okay. Does he pass the first date? He orders the whole menu.
I always say that though. Yeah. Like, you order for me. Yeah, whatever you want, babe.
That's true. I've seen this live in action.
Yeah, I think I'm such a non-picky eater.
Yeah.
Like, I just love everything. So you order and then I can judge how good the food was depending on what you ordered.
Cheeky. Does he pass the first date? He constantly talks about how crazy his ex was.
Why are we talking about exes on a first date?
Yeah, agreed.
Like,
and crazy is a red flag.
Yeah, it's a red flag. Also, yeah, just don't talk about your exes. I mean, a little comment is fine, but like...
Yeah, you can be asked, like if they ask you what your most recent relationship was, then yeah, but agreed. Does he pass the first date? I'm bringing this up because it's happened to me. Does he pass the first date? He brings up his girlfriend.
Absolutely.
A guy took me out on a date in London. I thought it was a date. We'd only ever known each other as flirtatious friends that have hooked up. Like we never had kissed, sorry. We'd never been friends. And all of a sudden he asked me out for a drink on a Friday night. So I go thinking it's a date, and then maybe like 2 hours in he starts talking about his girlfriend, and I'm like, are you for real? We're not just hanging out as buddies. I've never known you as a friend. And in my head, if I've never known you as a friend and you're a guy that's asking me out for a drink, I'm going to think it's a date. I think that's fairly normal. So definitely didn't pass the first date.
No. I mean, was it even a date? Oh. Does he pass the first date if he doesn't have a car?
Contextual. It's going to make me sound like the most materialistic bitch, but if he lives in a penthouse in the city and he just gets around by Uber, like I'm not going to be complaining.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if he, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I guess it's contextual. But there's nothing more degrading than picking up a man. I've done it.
I'm not picking him up.
No, I've done it like for, it's the worst.
Yeah,
like driving him around.
Yeah,
like,
no. Role reversal. Oh, we're going to get cancelled for this.
As a man, like, does it feel good to be driven around by a girl? Like, I don't know.
Nah.
Surely not.
Surely not.
Does he pass the first date if he's looking at the prices of everything on the menu.
No. Not from a material point of view, just more so you're not like just flowing with it and enjoying the time. You're like so like paranoid that you spend 5 cents over. Like it's not giving ethnic.
Also, go with a place within your budget.
Yeah.
Like if you're so worried about the money, think of a different type of date.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's massive. It's really icky if that's like,
No.
Does he pass the first date? He is staring at your chest the entire time.
Well, I don't have any boobs, so I don't know what he's looking at, but definitely not because it's giving massive sleeves. Gross. Okay. Maybe staring at your chest the entire time, but not mine.
I mean, it's so covered.
Girly, babe, I can wear like this because I don't have any boobs.
It's so covered. I mean, what would he be looking at for real?
So covered.
Does he pass the first date if he's asking for the date to be in his house? Like he wants to cook you dinner?
No. I'm not going into your personal space on the first date. I'm also not doing a walking date. It seems to be like a thing since COVID where you just like go for a walk for the first date. I'm being serious, babe.
Why has no one asked me to do that?
It's giving because you like give off high maintenance in a positive way. Like no one's going to take you for a walk because you're not going to go on a walk for a first date.
Yeah, going on a walk is
it's giving like no. I mean, if that's what you can.
I also just find that like night
effort.
dates are so sexy.
I know.
It's so sexy and it's so nice and it's just like during the day it can be cute too, but it's just giving more friendly.
But I want the effort. Like I want you to have planned something that is thoughtful, that you think I might like. You want me to show me your world. I don't want to be strolling the botanical gardens with you. Like, sorry, it's cute for future, but not for first date.
Does he pass?
It's also giving like no eye contact. It's giving like walking side by side. Like it's not flirty. Like we're not going to be walking looking like this.
Yeah.
So no.
Does he pass the first date if he doesn't open the door for you?
No. You've taught me that.
I love it. But also, I guess you kind of have to be forgiving because a lot of men haven't learned that. Yeah. Sometimes I just stand in front of a door, like...
What, you don't get in it?
I'm just like, like...
Can't see.
I can't see. I'll be in the car like, oh, sorry. I thought that, like, I just act...
Where's the handle?
I think it's a really nice, chivalrous thing to do.
Chivalry is dead, babe, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just such a small thing, like, you know, to feel... What about he doesn't open the chair for you? Are these expectations high? Can someone tell me?
Yes, because Alex didn't do that for me and he's the most amazing person I've ever met. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I need to know, like, comment down below. Are these standards high? Is this like...
I think in Australia probably.
Because I feel like all the people I've dated have been like that.
Yeah.
But I guess that's not the norm, right?
No, not in Australia. I don't think Australians raise their men to be chivalrous.
I think also Australian men don't love women. They like women or they desire women, but they don't love women.
Yeah.
Like you speak to Italian men, you speak to Middle Eastern men, like they love women.
Yeah, Greeks.
It's a different vibe.
No, Greek Australians hate women.
Greeks in Greece love women.
Yeah,
they
true,
love women.
Yeah.
Like it's a different vibe. But in Australia, it's like, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
So I think what's natural to someone else is a lot of effort for another man.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we can do one more segment. Cheating, not cheating.
Let's do it.
Okay. Excessive flirting with someone else.
What's excessive flirting?
Flirting a lot.
For me, like I'm a friendly person.
Yeah.
And so I know what it is to date a man who's charismatic and knows how to work a room, to someone else that can be, oh my God, he's flirting with someone.
Attention on one person and just like flirting with her a lot.
I don't think it's cheating, it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
But it's not cheating. You?
Yeah. Well, in my head, I'm like, flirtation to me is with purpose. There's a reason.
No, I flirt with people all the time. Old women, wait staff. Like you can just be
but if you're focused on one woman and you're excessively flirting with her, what's the purpose?
What is it like? Your eyes.
I don't know.
Like
Babe, I just wrote excessive flirting, so maybe that needs to be it.
There needs to be. It needs to be defined. But that can be a boundary for someone. For me, I'm not going to be the type of person who's friendly and charismatic and works a room and whatever it is, and then be like, you can't, you know. So that works for me. But I know for other people, they hate that. Yeah. So it really depends on the person.
Cheating, not cheating. Secretly communicating with women online. In a flirty way.
Anything secret,
Yeah.
by definition of secret, is giving shady.
Yeah.
So I think flirting with someone online,
Like, you know, DMing girls.
disrespectful as hell.
It's giving
I would
cheater,
leave
though.
him. I would
It's
leave
giving
them,
like,
yeah.
I'm going to cheat on you at
It's
some point.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's actually embarrassing.
Yeah. Cheating, not cheating. Liking girls' photos.
Not cheating.
Bikini photos. It's not cheating, but it is disrespectful.
It can be disrespectful. It depends on the nature of the
thirsty
photo.
guy. Like, you don't want that your boyfriend to be that thirsty guy that's under every fucking Insta baddie's photo.
Yeah, no, don't want that. But I can also see that he could be friends with someone and she could upload a bikini photo and I'm like, whatever,
Yeah.
she looks hot.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not for me personally. But it also can be very disrespectful when it's like all the hot, you know, girlies. I just don't like thirsty men. It's embarrassing.
It is so embarrassing.
I don't even like, yeah.
Cheating, not cheating. Deleted the dating app, but like still has a profile on there because we've seen a few recently. Well, not we, you have seen a few recently that you brought up to me.
Yeah.
It's giving sus,
It's
especially the
giving
ones you pay
sus.
for.
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
You know, you told me
Yeah,
recently. I'm kind of like,
yeah.
that's sus as fuck because surely you're not going to be paying for a subscription for a dating app while you're in a relationship and it not be shady.
Agreed. I would say, yeah, it's cheating behavior.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of cheating behavior without it being specifically cheating, but I feel like it's going to cheat at some point.
Yeah. Cheating, not
It's gonna
cheating.
cheat at some point. Like
Cheating or not cheating?
purse, you know that purse thing?
No.
I forgot purse. You know that TikTok trend? Anyway, yeah.
Cheating or not cheating?
Yeah.
Your partner shares like exciting news
Oh,
with another woman
I
before
fucking
you.
hate this. It's not cheating, but it's fucking disrespectful as hell. If I'm not the first woman.
I think it's cheating.
Wow. Yeah, it's emotional cheating.
It's emotional cheating.
Yeah.
For me, the emotional cheating is worse. You know, it's like foundationally, why are you not with somebody that is your point of contact in good and bad times?
Yeah,
I don't know if it's like your mom or sister or cousin or
no. It's a girl.
like that.
It's a girl that's not related to you.
But it's like, yeah, it's a woman who's whatever. It's like, that's a bit weird. Maybe you should be with that person.
Agreed. Wow, that's a good one. Cheating, not cheating, using pet names for another girl.
Not cheating.
Is that not emotional cheating? Like, oh, my little button.
I call Adam Adumi, Ayumi.
true.
Like, I don't
Okay,
think
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
For me personally. I think it also depends on the person. These things are so like dependent.
I would find it so weird if my partner was, because he's not like that, you're right. If he was calling a girl like Habibi.
Like, babe, you would hate it in Lebanon. We call everyone Habibi.
Yeah, true. But
Like
context,
everyone.
contextual.
Yeah.
It would be weird if it was going around calling people Habibi.
Yeah.
So cute. It would be so cute. He said Habibi.
I would love it.
Cheating, not cheating, giving other women gifts.
What are the gifts?
Love Actually. He gives her that necklace. Babe, that's emotional cheating.
That's cheating.
That's cheating AF.
Yeah. No. That's cheating. That's cheating. Anyways, guys, we could talk forever. We're going out for drinks.
We're done.
We're done. So